So goal setting is the beginning process. Seasonal reflections are breaking those goals into milestones and reorienting yourself, re-navigating and saying, this is what I need for this season, this upcoming season. It's time to take those big, big things that we have built up so much and actually make it into tangible steps, habits, the details. Life is lived in the details. It's lived in how you wake up, how you spend your day, how you spend your time, who you spend it with, what you invest in, how you invest in yourself. That is what these seasonal reflections are all about. So yes, we goal set once a year. In my business, I also set some goals too. In my personal life, yes, I have to-do lists, I have priorities, but I don't necessarily set seasonal. Do I? I guess I do. I guess I kind of do. I mean, at the beginning of every month, I do like little intentions. Let's say intentions. I like that so much better than goals. To me, goals are like these big, big things that I'm working towards. And when I'm thinking seasonally, I'm not thinking something I'm working towards. I'm thinking what I'm doing to work towards it. Intentionally, how am I spending my time, money, energy, resources to be where I want to be the person I want to be. That's to me how it's different. Goal setting is big, reflections, revisions are the details. So you can do this in a lot of different ways. I have Gantt charts, I have calendars, I have to-do lists, I have iPhone notes, however it makes the most sense for you. I do like something tangible. Now I do a lot online too with the Gantt charts, the iPhone notes, all of that stuff, but I really, really love something tangible, even if it's just once I figure it all out online, writing it down in my agenda, handwritten. At the beginning of every month, I do these intentions. And I like to also take a look at my season and say, what do I need for this season? And what changes do I need to make to be the person that I want to be, to get done the goals that I want to get done long term? Who do I need to be? How do I need to show up? How are we going to shape our way there? So that's my seasonal reflections. And then I take all of that information and I really start to think in terms of looking back. Okay, I wanted to be here, but I'm not. So now how does where I am in reality actually function with respect to where I wanted to be? Is it still a priority, or did the next quarter's priorities actually trump that and this just needs to be finished when it's finished? You have to be really intentional with your time, energy, resources, and constantly audit. Is this actually a priority? Is this actually going to move the needle, or is it just a waste of time? And maybe it wasn't finished because it wasn't meant to be finished. And maybe it wasn't finished because it's actually meant for not just a different season, but a whole different part of my life. And that's okay. A lot about reflection is letting go of prior expectations and desires and goals and just living with what is, and then taking what is and deciding how you're going to take that into where you want to be. All about this, like almost creating a design and artwork of your life. And then in addition to that, I'm thinking, what does this season of my life look like? We're going from winter into spring, right? So right now I'm thinking, what does this season of my life look like? Thank goodness it's dark out later. It's 5:18, and thank goodness there's still a tiny bit of light out. I'm thinking, okay, I can't wait. And I've heard people doing countdowns until the daylight saving times or whenever it is that basically it's light out until 7 p.m. Apparently we're not that far out from it. That I can't wait for. So I, in the winter, have totally different hours than I do in the summer of where I spend my time, whether I'm working or whether I am outside. In the winter, I try to spend all of my morning time outside if possible, because it's really hard for me to get home or get done work by 4 or 5 p.m. In the winter, I'm snuggled. I'm where I need to be at night. I am home. I'm comfy, cozy, and I'm just making the most of that hibernation phase. I know come spring, I'm going to want to be outdoors. I'm going to want to have evening activities. I'm going to want to have so much more activity on the weekend. I'm going to be expending more energy. But, normally this would be the time where I'm doing farm projects and cleaning up from the winter and gardening and planting things. And so I'm thinking of, how do I want to allocate my time, energy, resources? What changes do I want to make to my schedule? What changes do I want to make to my food in the winter? So how am I changing all of the different inputs in my life so that it actually adapts to where you are? And if you know that you have a really crazy spring, then how can you prepare yourself? Maybe you need to decide for this period of time that you actually are going to pull yourself back from other things because you need to do a little sprint in your life and you want to allocate your time somewhere. So those periodic check-ins, which I like to do really frequently, but also really intentionally on a larger scale basis on a seasonal process, is really going to start to shape how you live each season differently and how you transition into each season differently and enjoy the recovery and enjoy the planting the seeds and things blooming in spring and coming to life, and enjoy the height of summer and the passion and the fire and the heat, and then enjoy the fall of just letting go. Each season has its own purpose. I love that you can go through life, at least here on the East Coast in Westchester, through all 4 seasons. It makes me incredibly happy.